Hey Aquarius, I hope you guys are doing great. I'm here to do a little self-love reading for you. Figure out where you are in terms of your self-love journey and how you can do more to sort of honor yourself. So let's jump right in. So first off, where you are right now in your path, we have the moon in reverse, we have the 5 of Cups, and we also have the 8 of Pentacles. So it feels like after sort of a period of a bit of darkness, right? And a lot of regrets, feeling a little bit of loss, like you have sort of missed out on some opportunities, that you are sort of coming out of it. It feels as though you've been doing a lot of work on yourself. So this could be you doing some shadow work. This could be you like actually physically working out, getting healthier, getting stronger. But it feels as though you are coming out of this period where things may not have necessarily been the best in your life. You may not have been feeling too great about yourself. But it seems as though right now you're in a place of doing the hard work so that you get out of that space and into a much better energy, which is a good thing. It feels like you hit a little bit of a bump in the road and now you're on the path to recovery. So in terms of sort of taking care of yourself and prioritizing your own needs, we have the Hanged Muse. So this is someone who's a bit in a state of limbo. So what's happening right now in terms of you taking care of your needs, or historically taking care of your needs, there was always a bit of conflict, that maybe it felt a little bit overindulgent. Maybe you felt like you somehow didn't deserve to be taken care of, especially to take care of yourself. There may have been some influences around you that said you're doing way too much, or why do you need to do that? It feels as though there were some naysayers around you that may have sort of cast doubt on how you sort of chose to live, how you chose to fulfill your own needs. And that may have been a bit of a factor in you sort of looking back and thinking, damn, I should have done this for myself. I shouldn't have listened to these folks, etc., etc., etc. But again, you're coming out of that energy with the moon, especially with the moon in reverse. It feels like things are being illuminated for you, that you're now starting to see things in a different light. You're starting to understand that it's okay to take care of you. And now you're starting to work towards that goal. One of the ways I think that you can sort of show yourself that you are worthy of, sort of making sure that you put yourself first and making sure that you pour back into yourself. We have Strength in reverse, and we also have the Wheel. So there are some changes here. And I think that there's a certain amount of vulnerability that might have to be embraced in terms of your worthiness, right? Not being sort of open to the possibilities that people are just not going to accept, that, this sort of new, quote, self-indulgent path is one that's good for you, one that you are meant to be on. So I think instead of, sort of going along with what people think about you and allowing them to make you question whether or not you should be doing certain things for yourself, there are some changes that need to happen there. It feels as though you need to sort of change this narrative that's out there, that, that you just kind of go with what other people think you should be doing. So it feels like there has to be a little bit of change in your strength. Like you gotta, for lack of better phrasing, Aquarius, it feels like you gotta get your backbone a little bit stronger. And again, I think that that's exactly where you are right now. So I feel like you're on the right path in terms of optimizing the love that you have for yourself, making sure that you're good above everything else. Showing up authentically, we have the Four of Inspiration or the Four of Wands in reverse. So I think that this is, sort of a situation where this is not necessarily a foundation that's comfortable for you right now. And I think that you have to sort of lean into that. But this is very much an action oriented feeling right here for this position for you. We also have the Page of Voices or the Page of Swords in reverse. So this is a card, typically when it's upright, it's the Watcher card, right? It's somebody who's sort of standing off to the side. They're looking, they're observing, but they're really not making too many moves. It's known as the Spy card, right? So part of you sort of showing up authentically is taking that action, even if you're not quite sure what the results are going to be. This is you taking those steps, focusing on yourself and not worrying about, this sort of platform that other people have necessarily shaped for you. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Emotions or the Knight of Cups. This is you bringing happiness, bringing joy, bringing love back into yourself. So there's a lot of action that's needed in order for you to show up authentically. And it feels like there's a certain amount of don't give a damn that's associated with the people around you. Something that you might think about letting go of, we have the Four of Materials or the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And so this is a card of holding back, but when we have it in the reverse, this is letting go. This is opening up. This is you no longer sort of being confined to what other people think that it is that you should do, right? This is you sort of releasing the Kraken, if you will, sort of letting your new authentic self shine through this movement, this person who is going forward in a new direction in their life. And that a big part of that new direction is you taking better care of yourself, doing things that honor yourself. Now, something that you may not necessarily see coming or that you're not aware of right now, we have the Muse of Inspiration. In traditional tarot, this is the King of Wands. So this is excitement. This is something new that's being brought into your world, right? This is you sort of re-engaging in your own life in a way that's much more passionate, that's more excited, where it feels like, again, things were a little dark and you're starting to come out of that. This is seeing things from a different perspective. This is having a new approach with this strength that you have sort of brought into yourself, where you're nourishing yourself, you're moving forward, you're putting in the work. And we also have the Star, and that's wish fulfillment. So what you don't see is that everything that you're doing right now is leading you on that path to greater happiness, not just with circumstances around you, but within yourself. And I think that that's a pretty amazing thing, Aquarius. So keep putting in that work, because you're definitely headed in the right direction. And I feel like it's been a little bit challenging, but there's so much optimism that I'm feeling from this spread right now that it's like, well, this can't help but to go well, because it feels like you're channeling all of that positive energy that you may have been missing out on before. So for the final messages that we have from Spirit, the first card that we have out is play. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. So again, this is you embracing that happiness. This is you putting in the work and no longer sort of just standing on the sidelines. It's almost as if you have adopted this new mindset of no regrets, right? You don't want to experience this Five of Cups that you had previously, where you're kind of thinking that you missed out on opportunities, what might have been, and all of that good stuff. This is you coming into this new life for you, this new chapter, with the wheel turning, these changes that you've made, with this new passion, like just this overflowing joy. And that Aquarius, I wish I could describe what a wonderful feeling I'm having right now, but there's just, it feels very light. It feels very airy. So Spirit is saying that as you're taking care of yourself, do the things that make you feel good. Do the things that make you excited, right? And for the final message that we have, follow your heart. I'm always rewarded when I follow my heart. I trust that the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. And when it seems like it's taking too long to get where I want, I know that's because there's some cool, weird stuff to see along the way. So again, this spread for you, Aquarius, is all about pouring back into yourself. You've been through the darkness. You've been through the rough times. And what it feels like is, again, you've been putting in that work to come out of this. You are following your heart. You're following your intuition. You're doing things that make you feel good deep down inside, independent of what other folks are thinking or doing around you. So this is you making those necessary changes to start living the life that you envisioned. So Aquarius, I'm so excited for you. Keep it up. You were on the right track. I'm going to leave it there for now. I hope that this was helpful. If it was, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But in the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.